Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Tuesday, November 20th, 2012. There's a lot to cover. Let's jump into the charts. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You're going to see that the futures are trading flat on the session. Yesterday, there was a big day for the markets. The S&P 500 index climbing 27 points. The Dow is up over 200 points. And obviously, the NASDAQ up over 60. It was a pretty robust day. Today, the markets are somewhat toned down. Generally, after a big up day or a big decline, the next trading day is much more subdued, a little bit more on the quiet side, and I think that's what we're going to get today. But in any case, markets are a little bit basically on the flat side, slightly weaker here and there. They're dropping between the flat line and down 2 points right now at 1382 per contract. If you take a look at the U.S. dollar index, that is down lower by just two pennies at the moment. Again, the dollar has been selling off since yesterday, but really it's just fluttering around these lows, has not really broken through those lows yet. So again, flat dollar, flat market, up dollar, down market, down dollar, up market. That's kind of the way it works. So again, keep the dollar front and center. If the dollar does catch any kind of a bid, that will put our markets in some turbulence, and the U.S. markets will probably trade lower. But I just don't see that overall happening just yet. So it is a holiday shortened week. Thursday, the market will be closed for the Thanksgiving Day holiday. So we'll have to just exactly, well, I should say we'll have to wait it out and see how the markets play out going into that. Again, markets generally will trade on a little bit of a lighter volume side. Going into a holiday, that is normally what we see. So, expect lighter volume, especially tomorrow. Maybe not so much today, but especially tomorrow. Now, there is a lot going on in Europe. All of the European markets are flat to negative. Last night, it looks like after the closing bell, the credit rating agency Moody's downgraded France, the credit rating of France to capital A to minus A. So basically, they're down one notch. And it gave it a negative outlook. So a lot of traders now have to watch the European currency. You could take a look here at the euro today, and you'll see that it's been really all over the map, but it's actually holding firm at the moment. So here's the euro actually holding firm. Was a little bit lower, but it's holding up. So a lot of that with France, I guess, was priced into the market, that credit rating downgrade, and we'll just see how it plays out from there. But nonetheless, a little downgrade there. But that is causing some problems on some stocks like Deutsche Bank. I'm seeing this stock is down a little bit today. That's a pretty good decline on Deutsche Bank. So some of the European banks could come under some pressure today. I think traders should watch for that going forward. All right, let's take a look at some other things in the news. It looks like the Shanghai Composite hit a little short-term double bottom last night. We'll see if that level can hold. If the U.S. markets are weak, I think we're probably going to see weakness in the Chinese ADRs. The Shanghai was lower last night, so you got to keep that on the watch list as well today. And again, it's really going to come down to what kind of market we have here today. Will the market go lower, or will the market float up with the light volume? And that's what's going to be important. Before I forget, Ben Bernanke, Federal Reserve Chairman, is going to be speaking at the Economic Club of New York at 12:30, I believe it is, or 12:15, somewhere around that time. And then he's going to host a Q&A, so I think that will be televised. But that is going to happen around 12:15 or 12:30. I'm not sure of the exact time, but I did see that earlier this morning that he will be speaking around the lunchtime hour. So keep that on watch as well. That could help the markets float into that announcement or into that speech, into that Q&A session. A couple of other things that we want to look out for right now in the markets is gold. Gold is flat on the session. GLD had a very, very good solid move yesterday. Today it's really right at that 168 level, even a little bit higher than where it closed. So gold is holding up fairly well right now. Same goes for silver. Really, there's no problems in either at the moment. Yesterday they had big moves. Today I guess they're going to be more along the flat line. More subdued is what we generally would expect. Doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to happen, but we generally would expect that. Light sweet crude today is trading lower by 36 cents, although crude did have a huge move yesterday. Let's take a look at the USO, which is a good proxy for crude. And what you'll see here is that the USO basically trading at 32.60. It closed at 32.67. So down a couple of pennies. We don't want to make too much out of it. The closing print will be more important by the end of the session. But nonetheless, oil, gold, both holding steady. And when you have a flat dollar, generally, that's what you expect. If the dollar starts to weaken, you could look for an advance in oil and an advance in gold. Both should move higher and inflate. Both trade basically inverse to the dollar. Let's take a look at some stocks in the news today. HPQ, getting hammered, getting crushed, whatever you want to call it. Stock is getting hit pretty hard. It has bounced here a little bit. This is actually a decent little bounce back, but look at the stock. Yesterday it closed at $13.30. This morning trading all the way down to $11.65. I don't really see support on this thing until around 10.75, so you have to go way back to find this, but 10.75 is the only level that I even see that looks like a support area that's worthy of anything. So we'll keep that on the radar, but watch for support around the 10.75 level if it does get down there. Right now it's all the way bouncing back above 12. I think Meg Whitman is going to be on CNBC soon, so she's going to try to do some damage control here. But it looks like this is over a past buyout that I'm not even sure of the details, but I know that Hewlett-Packard bought a company, Autonomy, and the accounting is just so off over there, and she had to come out with it. So again, that is getting hammered this morning. Another stock in the news today is Best Buy. The stock was up, the stock was down. Closed yesterday at $13.75. It's trading at $13.21. There's a little bit of support here around $13.20, but I honestly can't, understand why anybody wants to own Best Buy right now. It just doesn't show you anything. Maybe around $10 it gets attractive. It does have some support around $11.50, but that's about it. I just don't see any reason to own this thing at this stage of the game. I would leave it alone. Another one I'm seeing here today, and these are not great gaps by any means. I'm just going through potential little movers here. Campbell Soup. This one is holding up pretty well. It's trading at $38. Overbought. Good move for Campbell Soup. Closed yesterday at $36.95. Today trading up at $38. Overbought. Don't touch it. If you own it, just trail your stop loss. If you don't own it, leave it alone. But it is way overbought. I would not touch it up here. Let's take a look at Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. This one is catching a pretty nice bid. This probably has upside to around $30.30, and then after that it's going to be all the way back up to double top, which was $30 and I believe 15 cents. So you're probably going to look at $30.50, but nonetheless, a nice little move for Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. Let me just see if there are any other levels here real quick that look attractive. Nah, I'm not seeing much else, but any way you slice it or dice it, Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, very, very good little pop there. This is now looking a little bit overbought to me as well already, so I'd be a little bit careful with it. Maybe it could squeeze up a little bit more. I don't know if there's a trade there on the short side, but this is not a strong gap up, and it's just one of those stocks that is so beaten down. It gets tons of shorts in them. So you're probably better off looking at 30.30 and then 33.29. But that's really a tough short, just in case it does squeeze. There are a lot of shorts in there that will have to buy back stock. So that's something you have to watch for. I'm not really seeing anything else showing all that much strength out here. Looks like U.S. housing starts are out. I'm not even sure about that, but I do see the futures up 1 point now. So futures are getting a little bit more of a bid. I'm not going to make too much out of it. And it's going to be, pretty much quiet today and tomorrow. And this is what we have to look for. So, again, remember, Bernanke is speaking at 12:15 or 12:30. And then we'll just see how this market plays out. But we can't make too much out of this tape. Light volume. Generally, after a big up day, the next day is a little bit more subdued, much calmer day. And we'll see how it plays out. With that said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great afternoon, great morning, great trading day. And we'll do it again on the charts tomorrow. Take care, everyone.